Hi, good morning. For those that have joined on time, please give us another 1 minute for other attendees to join. Yep, we'll start in 1 minute time. Yep, thank you. Okay, I think we shall start. Once again, thank you so much for your time to attend this webinar. What we are presenting today basically is on SAP ERP. And when we are talking about the implementation of SAP ERP, a lot of course, questions come as in whether it's going to be costly, whether it's going to be taking a long time. And of course, in terms of also report writing, right? How easy is it for us or for customers to be using SAP to do reports? We want to be sharing with you what we can do from ISS data, and in terms of quick delivery, and also in terms of solving your issues in terms of reporting in Excel, right? So just to share with you a quick agenda, and before that, introduction of myself. My name is Alex. I'm the consulting director in ISS Data. And with me, I have two other speakers, Mr. Koo, who is also the owner and partner of ISS Data, who will do a quick introduction. And then we have Raghav, who will also be sharing with you in terms of the Excel reporting portion, right? And the agenda, as I mentioned, that I prepared is basically a simple one, quick and simple. A quick welcome from Mr. Koo later on. And then, of course, why the need for a rapid implementation, right? And how do you get AI in terms of the speed to use it, and also without creating any chaos. And Raghav will come in to be talking about the real-time Excel reporting, right? And towards the end, any questions and that you have, please feel free to ask, and then we will address to it. Okay. On to the welcome. I will let Mr. Koo to introduce himself. Koo, over to you.
Good morning. Thank you, Alex. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, very good. Thank you everyone for attending our webinar this morning. My name is Koo, and I'm the founder and managing director of ISS Data. We are based out of Singapore, but we support our customers in Singapore and throughout the region. I'm quite excited to share about ISS with all of you today. We have been a partner, an SAP partner for many years, way back since 1998. And we've implemented over 150 SAP projects over the many years that we have been an SAP partner. And we've embarked on our journey as a SAP Cloud ERP consulting partner back in 2016. And in terms of the public cloud ERP implementations, we have done more than 50 to date. With our many years of experience, we believe that we have accumulated sufficient knowledge and expertise, to provide various ways to our customers to deal with the disruptions that they face in their business. And basically, with this understanding and with this knowledge of our customers' business, and also understanding of the SAP technologies, we have been able to also provide, best practices to our customers to adopt, right? To basically deal with the issues and the challenges, that they face, in their business to do more work to generate more revenue, to be more profitable, to reduce costs, things like that, basically, right? And you know, in the many years that we've also been supporting our customers, we've been able to get, I think, good reference or success stories, from our customers in discrete manufacturing, in process manufacturing, in the oil and gas industries, in energy. We've got customers in logistics, warehouse and transportation, healthcare, and wholesale and distribution. So, we have, I think, a good reference and a good track record in these industries, but nevertheless, we believe that we have, the right grounding and also the right foundation to understand our customers' business in general. So I think even to customers who have businesses outside those that I've just mentioned, we believe, we will be able to find a way, to deliver the right solutions, the right tools, to help you innovate, to help you become, more resilient, and to help you do more, basically, right? With the current, set of resources that you have, and also in light of the current external challenges that we all face. And I think that's basically, the message that I want to bring forward, in this few minutes that I have. And today we are here to showcase, our public cloud solutions in SAP Financials Reporting, and that will be delivered by the team in the webinar today. Okay. We trust that the session, the next 45 minutes, will provide you a greater understanding of SAP and also ISS. With that, I will hand over, I think, the session to Alex. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Koo. Yep. Thank you for the introduction. Now, the next topic for the agenda, and as what Mr. Koo has mentioned, this session is only about 45 minutes. We try to pack in as much information as possible. And of course, if there is a need for you to know more, please reach out to us at the end of the session, right? So when we talk about SAP Cloud in ERP implementation, most of the time we are not having the thought that this will take us 3 months, 6 months, or even 9 months, right? So what we want to share with you from ISS data is that we are looking at rapid implementation. So how do we actually do a rapid implementation, and know why you should do that, right? So most of the time when we talk about challenges, so if you look at this, of course, you have some objectives. You want to manage uncertainty, you want to navigate transformation, you want to also ensure compliance. But before you can even do such things, there are external forces, there are also internal challenges that will so-called cause a barrier for you to reach that objective. So some of the external factors, most recently, of course, would be the war in Iran. How is that going to impact you? How is that going to impact your organization? Likewise, in terms of internal barriers, you would have different disparate systems. You have that causes data silos. And in terms of end-to-end business planning, in terms of predictive analytics, those are the things that most commonly are faced by organizations that we have spoken to, right? So with that, how do we actually address to it and know what happens when the systems can't keep up, right? So most of the time, we will have cases whereby here we mentioned this. Let me just change the pointer. Give me a minute. Yep. You're operating with blinders. So when we say we are operating with blinders, it is meaning to say that data is not real time, right? You are having information that is maybe 1 week late, and how would that really help you in terms of your organization? Is that really going to be useful to you, right? So that's one of the issues or challenges that you face when the system can't keep up, you are drowning in manual work, right? So, like I mentioned just now, in terms of disparate system, disconnected system, how is that actually causing a delay? Know what are the chances that you need to reconcile information, and how long does it take for you to do the reconciliation? So this manual work, of course, will again cause some issues, cause delays, and in terms of losing control, right? Again, there will be rising compliances, and moving forward, there will be sustainability that we need to be taking care of. How is that actually being managed by your organization, right? So here, this is where we, of course, are looking at improving your ERP or your back-end system. And whenever we talk about ERP implementation, there would, of course, be a reality check, right? You want to have a strategy to implement, you want to have a strategy to change so that your business processes is improved. But the thing here is that there would be, of course, against barriers, challenges to that particular implementation of yours, right? So most of the time, these are the things that you will commonly face when you talk about ERP implementation, when you talk about business transformation, right? Implementation complexity, data migration issue whereby you have quality of data, you are not sure whether what you have in your legacy system needs to be cleaned, in terms of cleansing it, how do you do it, and so on. How do we actually make sure that the data migration is going in clean to your new system? Likewise, in terms of implementation times, you're looking at lengthy implementation time. And as a result, it becomes too costly, right? So these are the things that we understand. These are the things that we have identified. And again, these are the things that we want to address to in terms of implementing for our customers. So how do we actually do that? So here, what if you can actually start lean and expand? So what do we mean by that? In terms of implementation of an ERP system, right? Most of the time, you are not expecting that you want to have everything. So in this case, you want to have financials, you want to have the CRM, you want to have the order to cash, you want to have the procure to pay, procurement. Likewise, of course, financials in terms of records to reports. And if you are in the manufacturing line, supply chain line, that is also part of your objective. And if you're in the service industry, you would want to have your project management, right? So these are the things definitely you want to have in terms of your implementation moving forward, right? And apart from that, there are cases whereby you are saying that, okay, I may have a third-party system that I need to do integration to, right? So again, you are also looking at integration, and of course, you want to have some extension in terms of add-on capabilities to go with the standard complementary so-called applications, right? So here, what we are saying is that why don't you do a simple process first? Start simple. And when we start simple, it comes together with AI, right? So later on, I will just share with you, there is this component called Joule, the AI solution that comes together when you implement. And what happens here is that use the industry best practices. So what happens with SAP and how we actually implement from ISS data is that we are looking at case whereby we implement based on what SAP have done in the past 50 plus years. The best practices that they have, the processes are all already integrated or in the system. What we need to do is just implement it and you use it as a user without you trying to do from scratch all the different processes, right? And of course, as I mentioned just now, in terms of integration and application extension, there is a platform that comes together with the application that allows you to do extension, that allows you to do the integration, right? So all of these components, of course, make up the ERP solution, right? And when we talk about ERP solution, as I mentioned, it would be great that I have everything here, right? But as with any implementation, if you have not encountered implementation experience before, you would know that the implementation take time, right? And most of the time, you only see the results after 6 months, example, right? So what we want to share with you is that what if you can actually go live within weeks rather than months, right? So this is where we are saying that instead of going one big bang, all the modules, we are suggesting for you to implement the finance first, right? This is what we want to actually be doing. for the organizations where finance come up running after a few weeks. That means you can go live within these few weeks with all these components, and the other components that you see later on, we will add on as and when we go, right? And the beauty of this is that within weeks, you can already have the time to value, in the sense that you already get your return of investment. And apart from that, not just the finance that is up and running, you would have the capability to also enjoy the AI component, right? So when we say the artificial intelligence component, how does it really help you in the day-to-day work? So example, if you're new to the system, what happens with SAP is that it has already a system, a Joule, what we call a co-pilot within SAP, that allows you to ask questions and of course get the response according to your prompt, right? So when we say according to your prompt, it could be a simple one to say, show me a purchase order, right? Show me a purchase order, the system will just show you a purchase order. Or it could be a case whereby you say that, no, instead of just show me a purchase order, show me purchase order that is due for approval, right? And the system will actually come up with those information for you. So this is what we mean by reduce the average search time. What about insights? What about reporting and analytics? How is it helping me in terms of the AI? So that's where again the AI will be able to look at the results for you, and you could be asking questions like, show me the top best selling product, or show me the top 5 best-selling region, right? So those are the prompts, questions that you can be asking, and the Copilot here within SAP would be giving you those results. The difference between Joule and the normal Copilot that you use, Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, and AI, and so on, is that Joule is only looking at SAP information. It's not searching for the web, it's actually looking at your application. What data you have in there, it will get all the information that you need within SAP to give you related information in your organization, right? So when we say search time, smarter insights, what exactly do we mean by that? Let me just share with you an example. Right, so this is what I mean by just now. You actually can prompt to say that, okay, show me purchase order that requires approval, right? Rather than you go and search for it, what happens is that you just have to prompt, and the system will be searching for you what are the purchase order that you need to approve. And of course, from there, you can open it and approve straight away, right? That's one way of using the Joule or Copilot. The other one, of course, is, as I mentioned just now, what if I want to use that for my reporting or for my analytics, right? So this is where here, all you need to do is know what prompt you want to be asking the system. And here, can you tell me the gross margin by region? Here, they have several options. Can you also tell me, the top 5 gross margin per region? So these are what we call the smarter insights, right? And this is where a lot of organizations are now using AI for them to run the operations more efficiently, right? So by this, you don't have to waste time doing your different analytics, searching for information. And in certain cases, you need to combine all this information into one report. So, and that takes a lot of time. So this is what we are suggesting to you. Use SAP here together with the AI, with the Joule Copilot, and this is the results that you'll get. But apart from just Copilot, right? What else can the AI component do, right? How does it actually help me speed without creating any chaos? So what do we mean by creating any chaos? Meaning to say that, no, I want the business AI here to be giving me efficiency, right? Rather than creating complexity for me. So here, what you have seen just now is the Copilot version of SAP. Next, what happens here is that we are also looking at embedded analytics. So a lot of cases whereby you implement ERP, you have to create reports from scratch. Here within SAP S/4HANA, we have embedded analytics, meaning to say out of the box, and these reports here that you see are basically good for you to use immediately when you have data. And these reports are for all the different personas, meaning to say that if you log in as finance, you can see finance reports, my finance dashboards. If you log in as purchasing, you will see, of course, purchasing related information, right? That's one. And apart from that, of course, there is this thing called situation handling, right? Situation handling is in cases whereby you want the system to be proactively giving you information, right? Proactively alerting you rather than you having to check, is my delivery on time, right? No, is my so-called cash received going to be delayed and so on. These are where the situation handling will help and it will prompt you. Later on, I will just elaborate further. How does this help? And on top of that, there is what we call process automation. So how does this process automation work? Basically, you can also automate, example, a journal upload from Excel, right? You may have a lot of Excel journals that you have created, and you find it easier for you to upload rather than rekeying in. So you can actually automate certain times, certain part of the day, upload the information, and of course, have a workflow to go through the different approval as well, right? So these are also all part of the standard S4 implementation that you look at or that you will get within the few weeks of implementation, right? And just to elaborate further, situation handling, how does that really help? Here. So when we say, sorry, let me give you a minute here. So when we say situation handling, it actually detects what is critical, right? It also alerts to you and of course display the relevant information, what needs to be done. This is also where we have been using AI to actually tailor a resolution for you, tailor a recommendation for you. So it will not just prompt to you that, okay, there will be an issue in terms of your delivery. It will suggest to you what to do next. Okay, so those are the components that is already in the system, and you can see it's complementing each other. A situation handling, they will giving you alerts, and AI giving you the solution. And on top of that, of course, how does the AI simplify and automate end-to-end business process within the application? As I mentioned early on, the business AI component is across the system, meaning to say that there will be an AI component that helps you in finance, there will be an AI component that helps you in sales, purchasing, and so on. So in this case, when we talk about sales, there could be also an AI-based pattern to study the trend, and give you a prediction, give you a forecast for the next 6 months. Example, what could be the sales, and from there, when you have creation of order entries, there could be cases whereby you have unstructured data coming in. So what do we mean by unstructured data? It could be a case whereby you receive an order from your customer, whereby it's in a PDF, right? Rather than you again retyping the information or trying to convert that information, the business AI of SAP will be able to convert that unstructured data using machine learning to a transaction itself. And once you verify that everything is okay, you can actually just post it, right? So here, depending on the situation, there will be a business AI component that actually allow you to work more efficiently, right? And of course, towards the later part, when we talk about delivery and so on, you also have a predictive delivery in terms of whether it's on time, whether it's going to be delayed. And then, of course, there will be a system notification if there is a delay. So that's where the situation handling comes in, right? So what else? What else in terms of AI that can help you? This, sorry, here. So as I mentioned earlier on, we are not looking at just AI component for finance. There will be AI components that helps you if you are dealing with products, warehouse, manufacturing, or there will be also AI components that helps you in terms of if you are a professional services or you need project management, all the different AI components are there. And when I say that all the business AI components are there, these are what is already there out of the box. And as we speak, what is happening is that SAP is adding on, and there will be cases whereby you tell us, no ISS data, to say that, okay, I need this, it is not part of the standard. That's where also ISS data can help you to create those AI agents to make your life simpler, right? So these are the things that I want to quickly share with you in terms of the ERP component, in terms of what you can actually expect and of course enjoy. And there will also again be cases whereby questions are asked where what is the security? Because this is going to be on the cloud. What happens if there is actually no data threat, right? What happens if there's virus and so on? This is where I just want to quickly share with you with one slide where we are saying that you don't have to worry about that because these are all managed by SAP. SAP has been given the certification, the highest certification in terms of data center management, right? And apart from that, if you notice here, 99.9% uptime, meaning to say that you don't have to worry that there's a downtime in the application. And here, 24/7, 365. The whole year, there will be a threat protection and so on, right? And the other good part about this is, of course, you would always be enjoying the latest solution, meaning to say that in SAP S/4HANA Cloud, there will be upgrades twice a year, right? And all of the customers will be on the same latest version every time. So you don't have to worry that no, you are not updated for the or upgraded for the past 5 years. And because of that, you cannot enjoy the latest so-called in terms of the latest AI components and so on. Here, you don't have to worry. All of you will be in the latest when the upgrade happens, right? So this is just quickly to share with you what the security will be. And as I mentioned earlier on, right, in terms of the implementation, in terms of what you have seen just now, how long would it take for you to implement, right? Or how long would you be, waiting for ISS data to get it up and running for you to use the system live? This, I just want to also share with you how to start your cloud ERP journey here. So as mentioned earlier on, we are looking at the full financial implementation, whereby you have the sales, procurement, finance, and of course, this is where we are saying that no, you start lean, right? Start lean. There is also already an AI component inside, and because it is coming with standard best practices, it also have what we call the industry best practices, right? And with this, it's predictable in terms of the cost. So what do we mean by predictable in terms of the cost? Here, this is where we are saying to you, 1, 15, and 8. What does that really mean? One entity, right? 15 users. 8 means the weeks to go live. So what we are suggesting to you is that not have a chat with us, see how we can help you in terms of implementing an ERP solution. And within 8 weeks, you can actually go live, enjoy the standard best practices of SAP, likewise enjoy the AI component and the other components that I've shared just now, right? So like I said, have a look at this. If you think that this is going to be useful to you, reach out to us. We will have a more in-depth conversation so to show you and to share with you how we can help you, right? And on top of that, here, from fast go live to faster insight. So what we are also suggesting to you and sharing with you today is that there are a lot of customers out there who want, of course, a fast go live. But apart from fast go live, a lot of them also share with us that they have a lot of reports being done in Excel. Why? Because they have a reporting pack that they need to prepare for audit purposes, right? So they have notes and all that, which is easier to manage in Excel. So that's where we wanted to share with you also in terms of Excel reporting, right? What we are going to share with you in the next session is that it is not going to be a static report. It's not going to be an export. It is basically a live extraction, meaning to say that it is a dynamic extraction into Excel. You have to refresh to get the latest information. You do not need to export. You do not need to do the formatting in Excel and so on, right? I will let my colleague here, Raghav, to share with you in more detail. Next session, Raghav, over to you.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for the great insight. Okay, so Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are. So my name is Raghav. I'm the Senior Solution Engineer for us here, and I'll be talking to you through our Excel-based reporting. Let's move on to the next slide, Alex. So, now let me start with something most finance teams around the world deal with, which is, you've invested in this world-class solution, which is SAP HANA Cloud here, but you're still spending a lot of that time at the bottom of this pyramid here, which is getting the data together. Could be exporting, could be extracting, could be reconciling, could be building. You're just spending so much time in collecting and getting the data. What we want is for you to be on that right pyramid over there, which is doing analysis, spending more time in doing analysis, which is where SAP HANA Cloud becomes this powerful source of data. It's a world-class ERP solution, but on top of that, have that live real-time connection into Excel so that you can spend more time analyzing the data. Let's go on to the next slide. So how does this actually work? So with S/4HANA, you get this great unified data model called Universal Journal. So you've got all your data in one place. Now with Bonds for SAP, we sit right on top of that, letting you report real time out of that table with analysis, with drill down, so that you're not spending time in, again, extracting data. You have that freedom to design the reports. The data is owned by finance. Alex mentioned Joule previously. So exactly the same way. The whole purpose of today's session is to give you that real-time access to the data, be it in the hands of finance, and not keep IT queues long in terms of designing reports, making data live. So moving on to the final one. So what does that mean for you today? So today, what we're going to show you is, again, that finance owns reports. Finance owns the reports. They own the report design. They own how the report looks. When they need to make changes, finance can make them themselves, which means your month end is closed quickly. You can use drill downs, spot variances, drill down on the data, investigate down to the source of the data, and all in all, have that big ROI on your investment with us in SAP Public Cloud. So with that said, I'm sure a lot of you are ready to see a demonstration. So I'm just going to start sharing my screen and we go from there. A bit of housekeeping, just a reminder, we have a question and answer section in this webinar. So if you have any questions, just feel free to pop. We'll try to have some time at the end to answer those questions. Okay. Okay, so you are seeing my screen now. So what you see on my screen is an Excel workbook. It's my P&L. Your P&L looks different. Every company wants to make a P&L the way they want to. I have it with my current month's actuals, plans, and variances. You might want it 5-year trends and variances across all of that. It is totally on the individual organization how this P&L looks. But what is important is this P&L is live linked to my SAP. I've got my balance sheet, a dashboard, my variance analysis, all of these in a single workbook so that I can come here, change my period from 7 to 8, press enter, let my reports refresh. No more exports, no more reconciling, no more trying to find which table, which data, any of those things. It is live linked to SAP. I'm getting my analysis, my results real time in seconds and not having to wait hours for just exporting and collecting data. What that means during month end is now that you've got access to your data, you don't have to spend your time in putting it together. You can actually spend your time analyzing it. Looking at my actual budget variance, there's significant variance. I'd like to see why that is. Select any number, just double click on it to start drilling to the source. Now, again, if you go back, I mentioned Universal Journal. So essentially now I'm just drilling down and it's going directly to that Universal Journal to see all of the dimensions around that number of $780,000 revenue. So you can see I've got my year period, some document information, cost centers, profit centers, and the likes. And again, in most cases, when you want to make changes to this, you've got to go back to IT, ask them to add some columns, make some changes. With our solution, you've got access to that entire table at the tip of your fingertips. So if I want more dates, just search for date, creation date, drag it and drop it in, document date, add that in, posting date, and maybe some type. This is account assignment type, GL account type. Any report, any data I can just drag and drop that into my data and could save that template for reuse later. So that again, you don't have to do this every time. Okay. Also, this is still Excel. We've not forgotten Excel's own capabilities. Maybe I want to insert a calculation here. Now, call it provisions and call it this into point 2. Format that for general. There we go. Each drill down comes with its own criteria. I ran this for a single month. Let's make that a YTD report instead. Re-execute that drill down. All of this, again, I've said it before, but I do want to remind, this is still happening against my real-time SAP data. I'm not working on a stage data. I'm not working on a replication. This is real-time. Now I've got a few more rows. I added those accounts, my assignment type, GL account, the various dates, all of them in here. I added that calculation Excel, that's still in my report. So again, no matter what the size of the data, no matter what increase, decrease happen, it's all in there. Now we know this is the number, but hey, I want to see what's the other side of this GL entry. Reconciliation. This was a revenue account, so it should be going and maybe posting some tax and posting the rest to my balance sheet account. So this is payroll, so I can see the entire journal entry that was posted against that one number that we drilled from. From a summarized P&L all the way to transaction at the tip of my fingertips. Now, just because we're out of SAP doesn't mean we've lost that AI capability. Bonds has its own AI called Lineos. Lineos allows me to insert formula-based AI summaries in this report. So I could have a formula that says data assist and just point it on the data that I want summarized. So notes to accounts, summaries, these things go out to management. You don't have to worry about typing out. You've got that AI summaries available in text form for you. Alrighty, so that's my AI summary. Format that, maybe just merge and center that. And there we go. So that's my notes to accounts right within it, generated by an AI. Behind this data, as you see, I've got my parameters, my year period, my GL accounts. So no more limited to GL accounts, one per row, or even parent-child hierarchy. You can create your own hierarchies. If you've got multiple different hierarchies within it, you can easily use ranges, commas, anything of the sort. How difficult is it to build, you ask? Let's just delete a section over here. Okay, summary. Wants is intuitive. I mentioned finance owned, and I mean it. You've got a function which is just like building a VLOOKUP into SAP, but with controlled, pre-decided inputs. What else do I need? Right now, actuals and budgets. Actuals doesn't have. And again, you've got the ability to add all the dimensions that you need for your report. So if you want to see it at customer level, at currency level, at profit center level, it's totally on that end user to create this report in the way management wants it. Create that in, that number pops up. I can just copy and paste it to the rest of my sheet. Very easy as that. So with that, so what we covered today is just real-time access to SAP data. You're live connected. You're not losing any of that benefits that SAP provides in terms of universal journal, in terms of good, clean data, but at the same time, you're getting the benefits of staying in an environment that finance prefers, which is Excel, and having it real time, no disconnected data, no missing out on you know data, month end, drill downs, all of those, all while staying in your Excel environment. Cool. I think we've got about a few minutes left. I'm gonna stop sharing, see if there's any questions.
Raghav, maybe I just do a quick last slide, then we can address to the questions.
Sure
Yeah.
thing.
All right. Give me just one more. Okay. Thank you again for attending today. A quick one. 45 minutes. We try to keep within the time. We are just a few minutes short of the 45th minute. Just a closing remark in terms of the takeaway. So as you can see from today's presentation, what we want to share with you are the challenges, of course, that you as an organization face. But how do we actually from ISS data can actually assist you? Know by sharing with you the key capabilities that we have in terms of the SAP S/4HANA and as well as what Raghav has just shared with you in terms of the reporting. And what are the value? What are the value drivers? Here, of course, we are looking at faster time to value, meaning to say that no, within 8 weeks, you can go live with the application. Likewise, in terms of errors, efforts, we want to reduce that. We want to reduce the manual effort and errors, especially in terms of Excel reporting as well, and in terms of cost reduction. So within this implementation that we are suggesting to you, of course, we will be sharing with you a fixed implementation cost, and then you are it's predictable, right? It's not going to be over a certain time and say that okay, the cost has overshot, right? So that is where we can also share with you a fixed cost implementation, and of course, with the innovation, with the AI, increased adoption of innovation here, right? So this is where I wanted to not have this as a key takeaway for you as the audience. And now we move on to the Q&A. So I think just now, Raghav, there were already some questions posted. I've answered them. Maybe we can just address that here also in terms of sharing with the rest. So how does SAP S/4HANA help customers achieve faster business outcome compared to traditional ERP implementation? So as mentioned earlier on, we are looking at implementation of 8 weeks. So faster time to value. And of course, we also get to enjoy the standard best practices of SAP, right? So that's where, of course, the comparison is. And the second one, I think maybe I've already answered that. If you want to add on to that, Raghav, what advantages does the Excel reporting tool bring to the finance team using S/4HANA Cloud? Maybe you want to share your input as well.
I think you answered it perfectly, Alex. Just yes, exactly. It is direct integration, real-time data. It is owned by finance, and again, accelerate month end. The one thing that probably you didn't mention, which I should, I guess, is that AI-powered analysis as well. So you've got access to, whilst you've got access to Joule when you're operating within SAP, but at the moment you leave SAP and go into Excel, you shouldn't lose that access. You've got access to our Lineos tool as well.
Right. Thank you. And there's another question here. As customers adopt S/4HANA Cloud and tools like the Excel reporting, how will this prepare them for future digital transformation? I've given a quick answer. Maybe Raghav, you want to add to that?
Yes, I guess You've perfectly summed it up, Alex. I'm just adding to answers that you've already given, but yes, definitely, it is best of both worlds. You're getting the best practices that SAP offers whilst not losing that individuality that your individual business needs. So, if as an end user you want to just have 5 different ways that a P&L is created or 5 different reports, you're not having to just rely on SAP's best practices. You can sometimes even use some of your own internal best practices and combine the best of two worlds.
Okay. And any other questions from the audience before we actually goes off? We are right on time. But of course, if there's any more questions, we can be addressing to them. All right. Looks like there's none. If you have, just put up your hand and we will actually open up the call for you. If not, I think we are good. All right, no questions, no further questions. Thank you again for all participants. No, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this has been useful. As mentioned, sorry, if there's any further questions, queries, please reach out to me. I would be more than happy to address to all the queries that you have. And of course, link you to my colleague Raghav if there's any questions in terms of the Excel reporting, right? But I leave you with the contact here. And once again, thank you. Any last words, Raghav?
Well, yeah, just thanks to everybody. Thanks for your time. I know, we're all busy. Hopefully, you found this session useful and look forward to hearing from you.
Sorry. Okay, thank you, Raghav. And again, thank you, audience. Catch up again. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Thanks, Alex.
Yep, bye.